Today is day one of a 7-night, 8-day trip for me backpacking and camping. Mostly I'll be doing backpacking and backcountry backpacking, which means you like put on this big backpack and you, with all your gear in it, and you hike out to your campsite. So there's no cars, but tonight it was like 7 hours to get there, and I needed to be there by a certain time tomorrow. So I found a campsite, like regular camping, along the way that I'm gonna be at tonight. So I've got all my backpacking gear. So this is just a short walk from my campsite. Without knowing too much about this place, I think maybe I did a good job picking. It's kind of awesome. And so I'm just gonna follow along this little trail. So I decided, instead of cooking my dinner at camp, that I would go along the lake shore. And there's a nice little trail that just goes along, and some random areas that have a good kind of view of the lake, and I'd watch the sunset because it's gonna be perfect. And the nice thing about not needing a fire and just having your camp stove is I just threw it in the brain of my backpack, which turns into a day pack, which is kind of awesome. And then I'm just going to boil up some water, and I'm actually going to make a tea. There's a tree over here with some branches down. It's like an evergreen, and so I'm going to make some evergreen tea. And then I have ramen noodles for dinner, and I'm going to put my feet in the lake and sit and sip my tea and watch the sun go down, and I think that'll be a pretty great end to my my first day of camping and backpacking. So should be pretty good. So I made myself an evergreen tea. It's actually pretty good. I like tea anyway, pretty much any kind of tea. So it's pretty decent. I just put it on my little thing, brought it to rolling boil for not even that long, maybe 10 seconds, because it starts to boil over with that small pot. Turned it off, and let it steep for a little bit, and then took the stuff out, obviously the needles out, and I'm drinking it now. It's pretty good. And then I'm about to have ramen noodles, and I only bring a spoon, and normally that's just fine, but today I decided I made my own chopsticks. There's I don't know, this stick was laying on the ground, and I thought, I bet I could carve some chopsticks out of that. So I'm gonna use chopsticks with my ramen noodles. Cause why not? Cause I can, and I don't feel like it betrays any leave no trace principles, because I didn't cut it off of a tree. I just took it from what was on the ground and I used it, and I'll probably just leave it when I'm done. So yeah, pretty proud of myself. I made chopsticks. How cool is that?